Hello everyone, Saida here. So today I wanted to make this video about Archangel Metatron. For those of you that don't know about Archangel Metatron is said to be the angel that helps to maintain the Akashic Records. So the Akashic Records, Akasha actually means space, but in terms of like metaphysics, the Akashic Records is supposed to be a light library. So it's supposed to contain the memory of everything that's ever happened in the universe throughout all space and time, any thought that's been thought, any emotion, anything that has ever taken place in the span of time and space from the beginning is said to be in the Akashic Records. So Archangel Metatron helps to maintain the Akashic Records. Archangel Metatron is also said to assist Indigo and crystal children that tend to be diagnosed with things like ADHD and autism and Asperger's syndrome. So Archangel Metatron is said to help these children. And I'll get more into that in a second because I have like my own interpretation of how Archangel Metatron does that, and I'll get into that in a second. Archangel Metatron also helps us to prioritize. He also helps us to make the most out of our time. So if we feel like we have so many things to get done and we just don't have the time to do it, he helps us to make the most of our time, prioritize, get organized so we can get the most done in a short span of time. Archangel Metatron is also associated with sacred geometry. And he's also associated with spiritual knowledge and spiritual understanding. Okay. But today I wanted to talk about Archangel Metatron in the sense of my experience with Archangel Metatron, because he's one of my favorite angels. I love all the angels, and slowly but surely I'm going to be sharing all of my experiences with the angels with you. But Archangel Metatron is special because I feel like when I first started to spiritually awaken, it was Archangel Metatron that I really felt an affinity and an attraction to, and I started to work with him almost immediately after I began to awaken and I got knowledge of the angels and what they do. I was very drawn to Archangel Metatron for a very long time. So I want to speak about Archangel Metatron and my experience with him because Archangel Metatron is interesting because I feel like with the other angels tend to take a certain form. So Archangel Michael tends to come to me in a certain way. He has like a certain appearance. Archangel Raphael, same thing. He tends to look a certain way. But Archangel Metatron, not necessarily. I feel like he doesn't show himself in a certain form, which is interesting, considering my past experiences with the other angels. So Archangel Metatron is unique indeed. But there was one day, I feel like it was maybe a month or so ago, I was preparing my Galactic Healing Circle, which is a circle that I do every month, where I focus upon a certain energy for the month, and we work to bring those energies in, call them in for the month, and whatever energies that we're working with in that month. So when I was working on the Galactic Healing Circle for my participants, Archangel Metatron actually dropped into my space at the time, because that month the energy was focused upon Archangel Metatron. So he dropped into the circle, or into my space. It wasn't the circle yet. I was preparing. And the energy was very strong. And I feel like I almost became Archangel Metatron. So he was pretty much transmitting his energy through me. And he was talking to me about sacred geometry and Metatron's cube and what it helps with. But I want to share this first because I find this really intriguing. And Archangel Metatron discussed with me about the story of Enoch. So the story is that Enoch had so much light, and he was just so much in God's grace that he ascended into heaven and became Archangel Metatron. But what Archangel Metatron had told me, that's like the very shorthanded version. You can read up on it yourself if you want. But from what Archangel Metatron, what he had explained to me, he was like, you know, humans have a tendency to make up stories. And I was like, well, that's interesting. And He might have just put it in such a way that I could understand. But basically, what Archangel Metatron was trying to tell me was that that's not exactly how it happened. Enoch did not become Archangel Metatron. The concept of Archangel Metatron is before and beyond Enoch. So Archangel Metatron was already in existence before Enoch, before any human being existed. Archangel Metatron was an energy. It was something that existed. And I feel like I want to say here and now that the energy of Archangel Metatron, it has a personality, but it's more so, it's almost like an archetype. It's almost like an aspect of the universe. So, talking about sacred geometry and the fabric of the universe, that's what Archangel Metatron is. That's what Metatron is. It's that fabric of the universe, okay? So, when you look at it in that sense, you know, it's not necessarily that we had a human that turned into that concept. That concept was already in existence from the very beginning. So when Archangel Metatron gave me the sense that humans have a tendency to do that, and it wasn't something to shame human beings, or like, you guys have a tendency to make up. No, it wasn't like that. It was more so humans have a tendency to attach a story to something in order to grasp it better. Okay? So this story helped human beings to understand whatever they needed to understand at the time when it came to the mysteries and the secrets of the universe. So that's what, at least this is my impression. I'm not saying that this is the stone cold truth. This is just my experience with Metatron and what was shared with me. But that's the sense that I got, was that story was a way for human beings to understand that somewhat difficult spiritual concept at the time. Okay? So that I found pretty intriguing. So pretty much the story of Enoch, not exactly how it happened, is what Archangel Metatron had shared with me. And the other thing that I wanted to discuss as well with Archangel Metatron, I feel that Archangel Metatron really helps children with, or people in general, with ADHD and autism, people that are diagnosed with these disorders. You know, these children are typically indigo and crystal children, so they have a higher level of spiritual attunement. So they tend to be, they have a stronger awareness or attunement to the different aspects of themselves, so they're tapping into all these different things at once. So what Archangel Metatron does is he helps them to adjust in being a physical being, and then also tuning into these different facets of who they are, so they can better integrate it into their human experience. Okay? So he helps them to kind of get used to the spiritual realms in a physical body. You know, because aside from people that are into spirituality, the average person may not necessarily even be aware of something like that. The people that are indigo, crystal, rainbow children are more attuned to that. They're more aware of it. But sometimes when there's so much openness in that sense, and you're in a physical body, it can feel really strange. It can feel weird. You may not feel comfortable in your body, and you may have a tendency to want to escape or to not even be in a physical embodiment. So Archangel Metatron, the impression that I got is that he helps people that are in that situation to adjust and help them to balance out those aspects of themselves. And that's pretty interesting. And then trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to share about Metatron. There is, but I feel like I want to sit with it a bit, because some of the things that he shared with me I actually forgot. This is why it's very important for you, whenever you get an impression of something, write it down, which I did. So when I get more clear and I start to remember what he told me, I'll share that with you also. But I wanted to share this because I thought it was really cool, and Archangel Metatron is amazing. He's an amazing being. I'm going to make a few more videos about Archangel Metatron, because I want to talk about how Archangel Metatron heals. So this could be through the Metatron's cube, as well as how he uses color to assist in healing. So I'll be back. I'll talk about Archangel Metatron some more. So I send you guys all my love and take care. Bye-bye.